Hello, dear friends and foes alike. I love you all. Listen, this is an emergency message to put a light on your path in these dark days. Many people are lollygagging along as though everything is normal and great, and they have not a care in the world. This is the worst thing you could possibly do. A great sea change is already upon us, and if you're not prepared properly, you'll be carried out to sea by the currents and lost for good. We all need to clearly understand the times that we live in and have solutions and preparations ready to deal with it. So let's first do a recap of the current state of the economy to understand clearly the problem that we all face right now, and it's getting worse as time goes by. Then we'll talk about some possible solutions. So to do that, let's just go and take a look at what economists, industry specialists, investors, and others with special interests in various sectors of the economy are talking about. So here we are on the YouTube page. I did a search, as you can see, economic crash 2024. And let's just browse through some of the videos that are available under that search term, okay? Economist predicts the biggest crash of our lifetime in 2024. That's the very first one. The next financial crisis and market crash is here. It's not coming, it's here. The 2024 commercial real estate and banking collapse. Real estate and bank crisis has begun. Most people won't make it to 2025. Here's what you need to know, what BlackRock has planned. And I'll tell you, Whitney Webb is one sharp gal. She does her homework, she's done her research, she's read the white papers. She knows what's going on based on what the elitists say themselves. So pay attention to her. Here's Mike Maloney, the greatest financial crisis and housing market crash in history. Mike Maloney is a gold and silver bug, has his own gold and silver company. He's got his ear to the ground on the economy at all times. There's a bunch of shorts. Get ready for 2024. Why Canada is already in recession. Next banks to fail. Black Swan confirmed in March. Wait and see. Central bankers exposed. Bank holiday will be declared on Friday, and your money will be gone on Monday. I've been swearing for years to keep a minimum exposure in the banks. And of course, we have alternatives for that. That's what I have been doing for the last several years. And this is something you really need to know what's going on with the Chinese economy. I mean, it is really something else. They've got whole cities that have become ghost towns. Their housing vacancy rate is so bad. They're giving away homes and apartments for free just to put people in the buildings to keep the buildings maintained. So the buildings don't just grow over with moss and weeds and mold, all right? So the Chinese economy is really, really in bad shape, and you need to probably look at a couple of videos on that alone, which raises the question, how long will it be before the same thing happens in the United States? Okay. New York City shut down, and we all know why there. The truckers strike with their stupid judicial system and governor. Colossal investor sell-off happening in Florida. The housing crash is here. Do you own property? You might want to sell it now while you can get a decent price, because as time goes on, that value is going down. The market crash of 2024 is here. Blackstone reports massive 73% crash, real estate values tanking. Here's Ray Dalio. What's coming is worse than a recession. Most people won't make it to 2025. Here's an unfortunate situation. Tucker Carlson, everyone will be wiped out in 21 days, and that was 5 days ago. You want to set your timer? All right, so how bad will it get? Banks are collapsing, and they don't know how to stop what's coming. All right. Fed Now warning how gold and silver will be priced and used with the CBDC. Market collapse worse than 1929. 30% off in property values in Las Vegas. And it just goes on and on and on. Okay? So that's not me talking. These are people that are in the know. They've got a reason to know. They've got their finger on the pulse of what's happening in their industry and in the economy in general. So pay attention to what these people are saying. I mean, this is serious stuff coming up ahead. So that's a heads up for you. And let me just show you a couple more. Here's a few I just pulled out. The Economic Ninja, it's a good channel. This guy is a fireman, but I'll tell you, he knows more about economics than the Secretary of the Treasury. I'll guarantee you. He's on top of things. I allegedly, not a big fan of his channel, but I do watch it periodically. He's telling us people are going broke. Here's Mike Maloney again, worst financial crash. Ohio sheriff sounds the alarm. We're in a bad spot. Here's another video on China. Again, find out what's going on in China. You're not being told what's happening there. It's just absolutely a horrendous economic situation. The U.S. debt crisis endgame. Here's how it plays out. And George Gammon is suggesting this could be a threat to national security for so many reasons. All right. James Shack is giving us 6 reasons to retire as soon as we can. In other words, get yourself set up and don't be dependent on an employer, on a job, on anybody else for your well-being. Here's a guy, Paul, living in the Philippines. Baby boomers going bust. And this one I really highly recommend that you watch. Jeremiah here in this video is talking not so much about economics, but about your personal safety. Talking about how the gangs are already in the United States, of course, and they're organizing, all right? The police will not be equipped to deal with the rise in crime. He's saying do not count on the police to help you. They won't be of much, if any, help, and it's up to yourself to take care of your own personal security. And so he's talking not only about personal security on your property, your perimeter, light sensors, monitors, that kind of thing. He's talking also about getting some training from professionals on personal safety, personal defense type of things. Very, very informative video. I highly recommend you look him up and check that out. So, folks, this is we're about ready to enter into a whole new phase of history that we've never seen or heard of before since the Civil War, and that's the basis for what I want to talk about. Now, my solutions are mainly tied to the economy, so let's talk about that. You've heard me talk before about Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant. And if you're not familiar with it, a quick recap. Most people are employees. They trade their time for money. And you can survive in that mode, but you certainly don't thrive. You've always got that glass ceiling. You're actually helping make someone else rich. Okay? So, and you're completely dependent. Now, in these days, you can't depend on your employer being there for economic reasons. The economy is collapsing in a lot of sectors. There's no guarantee that your employer is going to make it and be there for you. Then we have natural disasters. Entire cities are getting flooded out. We're seeing increased earthquakes and volcanoes, high winds, hurricanes, power outages. We're in the end times, and you cannot count on your employer being there. So you'd better have an exit plan to take care of yourself and become independent. So the next level up is being self-employed, which isn't a whole lot better. In fact, probably it's worth less. You are basically owning a job now. You can work your own hours. That's nice to have the flexibility. But as soon as you stop working, guess what? Your cash flow stops. And you get sick, you get injured, anything happens, you can't work, you're out of a job, okay? So the next level, you want to be a business owner where you can actually create a business and own a system that keeps working whether you do or not, okay? You've got people and systems, perhaps on the internet, working for you 24 hours a day. You go to bed at 10 o'clock. By 6 a.m., if you get up in the morning, perhaps you've made several $100s during your sleep. All right? That's the type of thing that you want to get set up in. Have a system working for you in your own business. Now, ideally, you become an investor where you don't even need that. You've got enough money put in the right places where the money is working for you, and that money generates the income that you need, the emergency fund that you need, the reserves that you need, enables you to give and be philanthropic, help others, support your neighborhood, your community, okay? So that's the cash flow quadrant. You definitely want to become a business owner if you're not already. And then if you're a business owner, you want to ramp that up and become an investor with your money working for you. And so those are things that we can help you with. We have solutions, we have options in those areas, okay? One of the things that I want to talk about that I think is most helpful in the NATF Business Club, we have options, all right, combined with MMG Capital Management. Here are the three general options that you have to survive and thrive, okay? Option A, if you have very little money, you can build a business almost from scratch to develop independent cash flow, okay? This is something that most people need to do. Most people do not have $1,000 saved up in any account to handle emergencies, all right? That's a very sad state of affairs. You've got to have an emergency fund. You've got to have probably at least 6 months of expenses set aside in an emergency fund. If you're going without income for any reason. So this is something that everybody can do, and I'll talk a little bit about that, all right? The next option you have is if you have enough money to invest and a source of cash flow to live on separately, you can invest taking advantage of compounded profits for exponential growth. All right, the banks typically pay simple interest of just meager nominal percentage annually, which is laughable, okay? There are double-digit monthly returns available to you if you know where to look. And guess what? We can show you where to look, okay? So that's the best case scenario. You've got a portfolio. You can take a portion of that portfolio to invest, grow it with compounded profits, and leave the other part of the portfolio to live off of in the meantime, okay? Or maybe it's your employer, your income. Maybe you have a nice job, a good income, a professional business operation, beautiful, okay? That's the best situation to be in. Or C, if you've got enough to invest to live off the cash flow that's generated from the profits, that can also be done. You know, typically you need 100K or more to do that. I mean, these are just rough numbers. We can do it for less. You may have more. But that's the best place to be, being in the investor category. Okay? So those are all options we can talk about, and we can share with you some more details on what that might entail and what's available. Now, this image, sell my gold and do what? This is a video about getting creative with your IRA, if you have an IRA. And that's where most people, if they have a lump sum, that's probably where it is, aside from perhaps what equity they have in their house. So the idea here is that gold is good. I love gold. Gold is a great investment. I've always accumulated gold to a certain extent, but that's the key, to a certain extent. Why? Gold will hold its value. You'll be able to buy in 3 years, when prices go hyperinflation, the same amount of goods with the same amount of gold in 3 years from now that you can today. So as the price of gold goes up, does that mean the value of gold is going up? No, it means the value of your dollar is going down. All right? So as the dollar is inflated and that process proceeds, that's reflected in the gold price, which goes up, which the value of the gold doesn't buy more than before. It just takes more dollars to buy the same amount of goods. So as your gold is valued higher, it's going to take that same 1 ounce of gold is still going to buy the same amount of goods. So it's great for holding value, but it's not great for generating income and paying the bills. So the idea of this video is that for those who have gold holdings, you might want to think about converting some of that into an income producing asset. And in regards to the IRA, we have a very simple method of converting that IRA to a self-directed IRA with a different custodian, who will allow you to invest in virtually anything that's legal. And that's a beautiful thing, because not only can you really turbocharge your IRA, but you can do some really creative things that will help you in a big way. And I'm not going to get into that here. This video, I'll put a link in the description box below. You can dig into that a little bit more. But we have to move on. Now, in the business club, the NATF Business Club, we have the Millionaire Mentorship. And this is an absolutely fantastic program for people that need or want to start a business from scratch and have people who have made bunches of money doing that very same thing. Okay? So there's a bunch of professors that have come together, put together a number of courses starting from scratch, how to build a business, how to set up a website, how to do e-commerce, how to do copywriting. And I'll show you some of those campuses in just a minute. But this is by far the best training program I've ever seen to take someone starting at zero and building a business quickly. So if you're in the employee category, you definitely want to take advantage of this and just learn some new skills from a business standpoint. Even if you don't have desires to be a business mogul, the skills will never come back to bite you. They will only help you. All right? So let's take a look at that now. All right, so let's take a look at what awaits you in the Millionaire Mentorship program. Let's assume that you have very little, if any, particular skills that you can market and sell to the marketplace. Let's assume that you don't have much, if any, experience. You don't know where to start, and you're basically starting with zero, okay? This program is going to be a godsend. Now, I'm assuming you do have experience, you do have some knowledge and some skills that you can market, and some awareness on different aspects of business and how to do certain things on the internet. And if you do, you're that much further ahead of the game. So congratulations to you, but let's just start with zero for the benefit of being the devil's advocate. Okay, now in the Millionaire Mentorship program, we have 10 different campuses. All right, and we'll just review those quickly. We've got copywriting, learning digital marketing to find your first clients. Think about how many small businesses are out there that need help marketing. And copywriting, you're going to learn how to create ads, how to write articles, how to do posts, how to convey the message of your client, and implement a digital marketing program. Think of how many businesses need you to help them with that. That's a huge market. And that kind of goes along in relation with content creation plus AI. Now this takes this copywriting to the next level, and it's going to teach you how to use AI so that you never have to show your face, you never have to expose your voice, you never really have to do a whole lot of research on the topics that you want to write about or the content that you want to create. They're going to teach you how to use AI to do all that work for you. Now just think, AI is like a team of employees, copywriters, image creators, researchers, and the like working for you, so all you have to do is focus on keeping the client happy and directing operations overall. Think about the possibilities for that. Okay? Now, maybe you want to invest, all right? There's an entire course on investing in the stock market. Personally, I'm not a fan of stocks, but some people are, all right? And this is a way to help understand the markets and be successful in those markets, all right? Let's move to cryptocurrency investing. Multiply your money with the world's most powerful asset class. All right, all of the ins and outs of being a cryptocurrency investor, making your money work for you. Then that leads to the Crypto DeFi campus, learning the future of decentralized finance and what that's all about and how to profit off of that. They include fitness simply because your body is the vehicle that's going to carry you and enable you to do all of these things. We've got to be fit physically, mentally, spiritually. That's another matter. And that's important for us to really enjoy the success that we can achieve, not to mention attaining it in the first place, okay? So then we move to the social media and client acquisition campus, where you're going to learn how to monetize real-world skills in the digital world, how to develop social media and client acquisition, and everything related to that. Think of how many businesses, small businesses out there would hire you to create a social media campaign and bring them clients, right? It's a huge market. Business mastery. Crush it in business and life by learning sales, business, and networking. Okay? A lot of people erroneously think, oh, I'm no good in sales, when in fact we're involved in sales every day. You convince your spouse what you want for dinner, what movie you want to see, where you want to go for the weekend. Life is a constant sales process. But here they're going to teach you to convert that to business purposes and accelerate your level of accomplishment in that area. Okay? E-commerce is huge. Set up a web page and sell stuff. All right? I mean, couldn't be simpler than that. You don't need your own product. You don't need to develop something new, although if you do, that could be huge. However, you just learn how to sell other people's stuff properly, and there's people are buying stuff every day. Why not buy it from you and your website? Okay? Then again, towards making your money work for you, there's a whole campus on crypto trading, finding your edge in the most exciting financial market in history. All right, so let's just take a look at what one of these campuses might look like. So here's the e-commerce learning center, for example, in the e-commerce campus, and is divided up into different sections. All right, each of these sections has different courses. You can see we've got 2 courses in the introduction. Branding has 1 course. The Knowledge Hub has 5 courses, and each course is broken down into digestible segments on different topics. Okay, so let's just take a look here at the Knowledge Hub. They give you recommended countries to sell to based on the legal structure and the market structure and that type of thing. Here's a list of niches, FAQ template, store setup checklist, how to set up your store, understanding the Facebook policy, daily task list, chargeback template. Okay. Let's take a look at paid traffic. Okay, there's paid traffic and there's free traffic, and they go into depth on each. Okay, if you want to put ads on Facebook, they'll give you the strategy, how to set up your ads, how to measure the results of your ads, and make sure that your dollars spent is going as far as possible, getting in the most traction available. Same with TikTok, all right? How to analyze your ads to determine their effectiveness, testing, scaling, that type of thing, all right? These are all strategies that are going to take you step by step. So looking at organic traffic, they talk about the TikTok algorithm, how that works and how you can use that to your advantage. There's a second module on that, and you get an idea. Each course is broken down into different segments, and they take you step by step, detail by detail. It takes all the guesswork out of it, and the professors that are teaching this are the ones who are successful, extremely successful, on their own, doing it for themselves. So you're going to be learning from experts who walk the talk, not just some classroom professor regurgitating YouTube videos. All right? Here's how to set up your store. Shopify. I've used Shopify for years. Might go back to it again. Adding products to your store, importing other products to your store. The themes, how to set that up, how to fulfill orders, just everything you need. All right, so again, all of the guesswork is taken out of setting up your business. And that's just in e-commerce. What else do you want to do? All right, it's pretty comprehensive. Pick your campus, pick your desire where you feel you'll be a good fit in any one of the 10 campuses, and then a professor will take you step by step through each phase of development, and by the time you get through with the courses, you're going to be in business. In fact, you'll be in business before you get through with the courses, because they put a strong emphasis on making money fast. Get some money in your pocket, put that back into your business if you can, and build your business fast. So that's the Millionaire Mentorship program in a nutshell. And there's much more where that came from. There's all kinds of Q&As, motivational sections, member chats, member successes to give you a little motivation, daily accountability checklist, more information probably than you're going to want, but it's all there from people who are doing it. So you want to be successful in business, you want to set up a business, generate business cash flow, this is the place to do it. So chances are you're one who needs to set up some kind of independent business cash flow. Most people are in that position, especially if you're in the employee or self-employed status. You need to have a business system working for you 24/7. And there's no better place to do it, to get the training, to get the instructions step by step than right here. I've only shown you a short glimpse of what's available here. There's much more that we haven't covered, but you need to understand that this is available to you and can really help you along those lines establish some of your economic plans for independent cash flow. Now, this is available. You'd expect this to be quite expensive. I would personally expect to pay several $1,000s for the level of training and the extensive instruction that's involved here. But to our business club members, the NATF Business Club, once you join the business club, this is available to you for only $50. I was amazed when I saw that. I go, how can they offer this for $50? That's extremely affordable. And of course, that's monthly, but you get so much value out of this. Anyway, I won't go on. The opportunity is there for you if you want it. Take advantage of it. You'll find it on the natf.world website. Look under resources and you'll find the business club. That's all for now. I hope that helps. Take care and God bless.